If you're watching this video, then it's probably safe to assume a couple of things. Firstly, you're a scalp micropigmentation artist. And secondly, you're interested in finding out a new approach you can use to close more of the leads that you generate into paying customers. If those things are true, then you're in luck, because today I'm going to be sharing with you the exact 3-step formula that we've developed and refined over the years that's enabled the SMP clinics that we work with to close thousands of treatments and millions of dollars in revenue. Now, I'm going to be sharing this 3-step formula with you in just a moment, but just before I do, my name is Keenan. I'm the CEO and founder of Failure Clinic. Here at Failure Clinic, we help SMP artists scale to $30,000 a month using the most effective strategies out there to grow their SMP business. If that's something you might be interested in, then go ahead, scroll down to the description box below, click the link to find out more about what we do, and if you're interested, you can go and book in a call. Now, when you're speaking to a prospect, somebody that's moved towards you in some sense, the first thing you should always be doing is looking to identify a pain. And this is for a few reasons. First and foremost, if they don't have a pain, then you've got to wonder if they're even a potential client for you. And number two, if they are a potential client, but you haven't established that pain, it's going to be very hard to find any sort of reason for this person to buy. You'll often have to resort to selling your SMP treatment essentially as a luxury. Now, while this might not sound majorly problematic, you're going to find yourself dealing with a couple of problems. Number one, you're going to find yourself dealing with leads who have infinitely less urgency to buy, and they're also going to be significantly more resistant based on price. And again, both of these make sense if somebody's viewing this as an optional luxury rather than something that they need immediately. The easiest way I've found to dig in and begin to understand the pain that's brought somebody towards you is to simply ask them, hey, what brought you towards me? What about what I had to offer caught your attention? I find this to be a fantastic question early on in the sales process because it immediately puts the ball in the prospect's court. So you avoid talking and boring them, and gets them to start telling you what it was about you that caught their attention or what it was going on in their life that drew them towards you. Now, at this point, you might be really lucky and get a super honest, accurate answer straight away, but this is rare. So typically you need to dig in a little bit more and ask them, awesome, what else drew you towards me? Or a question to that effect to uncover more of the real tangible information. Once you understand the prospect's pain from a high level, you can begin to dig in with more questions to really flesh it out and understand the extent of this pain or problem in the prospect's life. And you can do this using questions like, hey, how long has this been an issue for you? Or where do you see this impacting other areas of your life? Or even, what else have you tried in the past to solve this problem? Again, asking these questions really allow you to prod on that pain point in the person's life, help them understand even to themselves how big of a problem this is for them and how badly they want to solve it as quickly as possible. Now, the other reason why it's really important to ask these questions and really understand the extent of the pain or the problem in somebody's life when it comes to hair loss is so that you, as the expert, can make a decision as to whether or not you truly believe this is the right solution for them. And again, that's a decision for you to make. If you do make the decision that SMP would be the perfect solution for them, then I now see it as your duty to move on and do the best job you possibly can to close them on getting the treatment done. So the next stage of this sales process is to move in and position SMP as the perfect solution to the exact problem they're dealing with. So what I mean by this is, if somebody's just told you that they're dealing with thinning hair and the lack of density is really hitting their confidence, they want to wear a hat all the time because they don't want people seeing that their hair is thinning out really badly, and you know that a density procedure is going to be the perfect option for them, it doesn't matter at this point that SMP can conceal scarring, it doesn't matter that you can recreate hairlines. None of these things matter. All we have to do is position scalp micropigmentation as the best option out there for adding thickness and density to thinning hair. Now, we can even take this a step further and begin to use many of the words the prospect used when describing their hair loss issue and their ideal outcomes to you, we can use these words again when describing the impact SMP is going to have on them. And the reason we do these things is because in the prospect's mind, this is going to subconsciously convey to them that this is the perfect option for them. This is what they've been looking for all along. Assuming we've executed on step 1 and step 2 correctly, we can now move to step 3, which is literally just to sit back and allow the prospect to ask whatever questions they have until they're ready to make a buying decision. Now, from this point onwards, each question the prospect asks you, you can see is them moving one step closer to eventually buying. And if you allow them to ask questions for long enough, inevitably, they're going to eventually, in some capacity, touch on what I call the money question. Now, when they bring up the money question and ask about pricing, however they mention it, however they go about it, it's then on you to provide them a quote for the treatment. I typically recommend giving them a couple different options. One could be a pay in full, and then one could be another option if they want to split the payment up. But once you've given them the quote, again, go back to just being quiet and simply wait on them to speak. Now, from this point, you'll typically get one of 3 different responses. Either the prospect is going to say, no, this isn't for them, they don't want to do it, it's too expensive, whatever it is. To be really honest with you, however, it's very rare you're going to get an out-and-out no on the call straight away. The second answer they could possibly give you is a yes. And of course, this is awesome. We love when we get a yes. We're now about to secure another client, and you can move straight into securing the deposit and locking in the dates for their treatment. And the third and often most common answer you'll get from this point is something along the lines of, let me think about it, or I'll get back to you on this. Now, if you do get this third response, then all you have to do is simply agree a time, ideally over the next couple of days, next few days, maximum the next week, that you're going to reach back out to them to further discuss and answer any questions they have. And in the meantime, you're going to send them over all of the information that you discussed in this conversation. But that is the 3-step formula. Number 1, identifying the pain. Number 2, positioning SMP as the perfect solution to this pain. And number 3, allowing the prospect to ask all the questions they have until they're ready to make a decision. So there you have it. That is our 3-step formula that's going to enable you to predictably turn leads all the way from being a new cold lead who's just found out about you for the first time, all the way through to being a confirmed booked client who's ready to get started with the treatment. That is all for today. If you're looking for more help on growing your scalp micropigmentation business, click over here to see another video I put up recently that's going to help you fast track the growth of your SMP business. Anyway, that's all for now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.